Hi guys, Joe here with the Daily Logistics, where we discuss how you can grow and improve your rental company using digital solutions. In today's video, we're going to talk about QuickBooks and how to create estimates in QuickBooks. Not only am I going to show you how to create estimates, many of you probably already know that, but I want to show you how to create estimates that are easy to read by the customer, easy to understand, and easy for your staff to understand in terms of what's been agreed upon and what all has been promised to your customers. In addition to those things, I'd like to show you how to create estimates that work seamlessly and integrate seamlessly into our software solutions so that when you do convert those estimates over to an invoice, they can right away be entered into our inventory tracking software and be available to use in terms of the data that's on that invoice for all of the other rental features that our software provides as an add-on to QuickBooks. So let's go ahead and get started here with how to create an estimate. We're going to start in the QuickBooks dashboard of your company file. Whether you're using QuickBooks Online or QuickBooks Desktop, these features are going to be the same. The only thing that's going to be different is you're going to have a different interface that you're working with. So whatever you're comfortable working with, you'll know where to find those things. I'm going to be working in QuickBooks Online today, so I'm going to show you a few things here. Let's go ahead and go over to the Invoicing tab, and there's a pull-out to the right-hand side. We're just going to select all sales for this situation. Okay, it's going to pull up all your different sales items here. We're going to go up to the top right-hand corner, click on this green button that says New Transaction. The third one down says Estimate. So we'll click on Estimate, and it's going to pull up a blank estimate for us. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ask the customer what their name is. If it's a customer that's already in our database, we should be able to just start typing their name and it'll pull up, and we can select it and it'll pre-fill the rest of the field for us there. So, we're going to be working with Eden Hazard today. He's our customer. We're going to enter his email address in if he has one. Okay, now the first thing you want your sales reps to do at this point, if they're on a call, taking information from a customer to provide an estimate for them, you're going to want to ask them what the event date is. Once you get the event date, you're going to want to go over to our system in a Daily Logistics and check the available inventory for that particular event date. Now, I did another video on how to do this, so if you need a refresher on that, definitely check that video out. I go through all of the steps in how to use the quick tracker on our software to check available inventory based off of the invoices that you already have in QuickBooks. And that page looks like this. But I'm going to skip that for now, so if you definitely want to check that out if you haven't yet. Let's go back over to our estimate and assume that we've already checked the inventory for this particular order. We know that it's available, so we're going to go ahead and apply it to the estimate and send it to the customer. The estimate date really should be the date of the event, and I'll tell you why it needs to be the date of the event. The reason is because normally you would put just today's date, like this is the day that I'm creating this estimate, right? But when you're doing rentals, it's very difficult in QuickBooks to keep track of what's coming up on any given weekend or any given day in the future if you don't future date these estimates and invoices, okay? So what you want to do is you want to select the date of the event as the estimate date, okay? And I go over in another video as to why that's important and how you actually can filter your estimates and your invoices based off of a particular date or date range. Okay, so that's where this comes into play here. So check out our other video on that for more information on this, but just assume right now and trust me that this is what you want to do. When you're doing rentals, you want the estimate date and the invoice date to be the date of the event. So the date of the event here is going to be this Saturday the 8th, so we're going to select that here. If you want to put an expiration date on this estimate, you can. Some people like to say, hey, this estimate's good for 30 days. If you haven't booked within that time frame, we can't guarantee these prices, right? I typically don't have an expiration date on my estimate. It's just a first come, first served basis. That's what I tell my customers, and we go from there, right? If they call to reserve and I still have the items available, I'm going to honor the estimate that I sent them. So I'm going to skip the expiration date for now. Now, here's where we get to the important fields that our system requires in order to track the rental inventory. It's the ship date and the return date. These are custom fields that we've added to our QuickBooks forms, and we've called them ship date and return date. It's essentially when are the items going to be leaving your warehouse and when are they going to be returning. So we're just going to enter a date in here. If they've said that the event date is going to be this weekend, so this weekend is Saturday, February 8th, we're going to type in the 8th here in this format as the ship date. My company is typically closed on Sunday, so my return date on an order like this is generally going to be the following Monday. So I'm going to type in February 10th, 2020 for this one. Again, this is when your items are expected to return, either the date that you're going to go pick them up or the date that the customer is going to return them to you. Let's imagine for a second that this customer wants 4 60-inch round tables, 24 chairs, and 4 120-inch round black linens. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is enter those items in here. So if I just start typing 60, anything that has the number 60 in the name of the product or service that you have saved in your database, it's going to populate here. And instead of having to type it all out, you can simply click or tab and return to pre-fill that item for you. Okay, we're going to adjust the quantity to 4. Our rate has already been set up previously. We talk about that in a different video, so you want to check that out if you want to learn how to enter products and services into your QuickBooks account. But for now, we're going to go to the next item. So they need 24 white Samsonite chairs. Okay, I can tab over to the quantity column, type in 24, and it populates the amount for me there. Final item we're going to enter here is our 120-inch round black linens. Okay, and we need 4 of those to correspond with our 4 tables here. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is we need to ask the customer if this is going to be a delivery order or if it's going to be a will call order. Let's imagine that at first that it's going to be a delivery order. So to indicate that it's a delivery order, we're going to add a delivery fee to this, okay? So if I start typing delivery fee, I'm going to have a delivery fee here. Now, here's an important thing and a nice tip that I can offer you. You can simply just put it in the delivery fee, and whatever rate that you charge for your delivery fees based off of the location, you can enter it in here, okay? Or what I would recommend is creating a bundle item called delivery fee or called delivery. And let me show you why. I have a lot of fields that I normally enter to give my staff particular information about deliveries that it gets cumbersome to have to type it in every single time and add every single line item every time I have a delivery order. So if you can create a bundle item with all of those items included in it, all I have to do then is simply click on the bundle item and it pre-populates all of the different line items that I usually put in a delivery order, okay? I'll go through each one of these in a second. But that's really important. The ability of QuickBooks to do bundle items is a really nice feature, helps save a lot of time for your staff when entering these or when creating these estimates and invoices, okay? So in my delivery fee bundle, I have 5 different items that we use. The first one is the delivery fee. Here's another little tip. When I do a delivery for my company, I like to know if I'm delivering to a residential or a commercial area. If it is commercial, what is the name of the business? Are we setting it up indoor or outdoor, or are we dropping items off indoor or outdoor? And if there is a setup involved, what is the setup surface? Is it going to be on dirt? Is it going to be on gravel, grass? What's the case here? I need as much information as possible so that we can prepare the correct products, not only correct products, but the right tools that we're going to need for the particular setup, okay? And I like to pre-populate these in the description field to act as sort of a prompt for your sales reps when they're putting these estimates together and these invoices, okay? So whenever they type in delivery fee and they add it to an estimate, they're gonna see these prompts and that'll remind them, hey, ask the customer, is this a residential or commercial zone? Is this a business? What's the name of the business? Are we gonna set up indoor or outdoor? All the things the specific things that you want to know about this order, Put prompts in the description field so that your sales reps know to ask them when they get to that point of creating the invoice or estimate, okay? So that's a tip I like to use. We're gonna say, okay, this is residential. If it is residential, I also like to put a prompt in here for a gate code. Is there a gate code? If not, great. If so, put the gate code here. We're gonna imagine that there is no gate code to enter this property. I don't need this, so I can delete it. And it's going to be outdoor, and the setup surface is grass, let's just say, for example. Okay, just one quantity, and let's say our delivery fee is $55. Okay, now the next line item we're going to tackle is the delivery address. I have a separate delivery address line item, because this is the line item that we use in the daily logistics software to map this order along with all of the other orders that have deliveries for this particular day, okay? And we have several videos that show you how to utilize that and how that all works, but just know that this delivery address line item is specific to the software that we have so that you can use the map and routing features that we have there. So what you're going to do is simply replace the descriptive text. This is my prompt for my sales rep saying, hey, put the delivery address in this description field. So we'll put the delivery address in here. Let's just say it's 84A East Calle del Norte, Chandler, Arizona. Okay. Whatever you type in this field is going to be entered into a Google Maps query. So as long as it's a valid address or a company name, it should show up just fine. No quantity, no rate. Leave it as a $0 line item, and we move on to the next. Customer contact. Here's another important line item that we use to make features available in the mobile apps that we have as add-ons for this QuickBooks software. Okay, so we replace the description field with the customer's phone number. So let's say it's 480-296-8732. Okay. And again, that's a $0 rate. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a delivery time range. Okay, we discussed with the customer, okay, you want this delivered on Saturday, February 8th. Is it okay if we come in the morning? If so, yes. What time? We give them a time range, and we enter that information here so that our guys know when this is supposed to be delivered. So let's say Saturday, February 8th, between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. This information that we're entering here is going to be showing up in other features of our software, which I can show you in other videos. Okay? But not only that, it also provides information right here on the invoice as to everything that's going on and what we've agreed upon with the customer. We're going to do the same thing with the pickup. So we're going to say Monday, February 10th. Anytime. I always push my sales reps to try and get an anytime pickup for the following day, or if it's on a weekend, the following Monday. That way your crew doesn't have to worry about working around anyone's time schedule. There's usually a lot of pickups that have to happen on that following Monday. It's best that you can just have an open schedule and do the pickups based off of the location and what's on those orders, and not have to worry about working around any specific time frames with the customer. You can decide what you like to do for your business, but we always charge extra if they want some type of time window that's below 4 hours. Okay. So that's all the information that I would provide in terms of it if it was a delivery for this order. Now, if it was a will call, we would simply just add a will call line item, okay? Created this will call item with some prompts to inform the customer as to what day and time that the items will be available for pickup. So if this was a will call order, I would put this in here and I would say, okay, customer pickup Saturday, February 8th, between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Whatever your open hours are or whatever your policy is in terms of your pickups, from your location, you would put that in here. And for the customer return, February 10th, between the same time range. Okay, now this information is clearly printed on the invoice that you're going to send to the customer. There's no discrepancies, there's no room for disputes, and it's all right there for them, what you've agreed upon and what you've told them to do. Okay, once you've created your estimate, now it's time to send it to the customer. We do that by simply clicking on the Save and Send button here at the bottom right. And it's going to pull up a web form where we can send an email. It tells us what the email address is that we're sending it to, and that was the email address we typed in the beginning. Okay, we can change the subject if we'd like. Tell them that it's estimate number 1002 from Johnny Knows Parties. And we can customize the body of the email if we'd like. Typically, you would set this template email up when you set up your company file. So you can save your sales reps time not having to type out every single time that they send an estimate. You can just have a standard copy in your email and send it over to them. Okay, we're going to hit Save and Close, and you're done. And really, that's it. Now, if I were to save this and send it, and let's say the customer wants to now book this rental order, they've reviewed the estimate, they think it's a great deal, and they want to go ahead and get it on the books for this weekend. To do that, you're going to simply create an invoice from the estimate. You'll pull up this estimate, you'll hit this Create Invoice, and it's going to then become an invoice. And we talk about invoicing and the proper way to set up invoices in another video, so I encourage you to look at that video. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. Shoot me an email, give us a call. We're always here to help. But that's all for this video, guys. We'll see you next time, and happy rentals.